What's up, guys? Drunken Turtle here, back again with another one. So, Acheron's kit got released, alright? Thank you, Hoyo, for giving us these details so fast. Alright, that just means we can make more content. No. What it means is we can do a little more analysis on Acheron before she comes out. Having these full details is great, because now I can talk about them. So, let's go down the list. Let's talk about what she can do, her traces, her skills, and what that means. Alright, starting off right off the bat, her trace, Red Oni. Alright, so when the battle starts, immediately gains a certain number of slash streams. So that's her stack going towards her ultimate, and applies a certain number of Crimson Knot stacks to a random enemy. That is the debuff that she applies to enemies, but I don't think it really is considered a debuff. Just more like an effect applied to the enemy for her abilities to trigger off. When Slash Stream reaches its upper limit, for every point of Slash Stream that exceeds the limit, gain one stack of Quadrivalent Ascendants, up to a maximum number of Quadrivalent Ascendant stacks. So, to simplify this as much as I can, basically it's overcapping, right? You're basically going to be reaching a certain number of stacks of Slash Stream, which is 9, right? I don't know if anything else in her kit right now reduces those numbers, but 9 is her normal stack maximum upper limit. So Quadrivalent Ascendants will overcap that up to a certain number, right? So when she uses her ultimate, that means you can start off the next turn with already having a certain number of slash streams ready to go. It's basically energy regen overcapping, if you can think of it like that. Think of it like Argenti, except when he only uses his half ultimate, and he still has another half if you consider that he had a full bar beforehand, which is really cool. All right, it's basically energy regen effect without it being an energy regen effect. Crazy that it's a trace and that's not an Eidolon, but hey, I'm all for it. All right, that just means Ultimate's going to come off a little bit easier with her. That means we're going to be able to get off more often than not. Go Hoyo. All right, we're on to trace number 2, the Abyss. All right, when there are 1 or 2 Nihility characters other than Acheron in the team, the damage dealt by Acheron's basic attack, skill, and ultimate additionally increases by a certain amount. All right, immediately we're all knowing what we're thinking here. All right. Black Swan and Kafka. Alright, we're going to go ham with them. Pure Nihility. Alright, who needs sustain when the enemies die so fast? Alright, we're just going to blow them up. That's it. That's all it is to it, man. No, it's crazy. Now, it's funny because she never really felt like a Nihility character, but they're giving you a reason to put her on a Nihility team. Other than the debuffs, there's nothing else that really screamed Nihility. And now they're just like, yeah, no, if you decide to play her with another Nihility characters, guess what? She's going to get stronger. Okay, cool. I'm all for that. Let's get it. All we need now is a Nihility that can heal, right? It's not an abundance, but a Nihility with that healing aspect to it, and we'll be all set, all right? Let's go. All right, next up for traces, Thunder Core. When the Rain Blade from Acheron's ultimate hits enemy targets with Crimson Knot, her damage increases, stacking up to a maximum number of times and lasting for a certain number of turns. Rain Blade is the first 3 shots of her ultimate, while Precision Resurge is the AoE feature of her ultimate. Alright, so the other part of the trace is when Stygian Resurge triggers, additionally deals damage a certain number of times. Each time deals lightning damage equal and is viewed as part of the ultimate damage. So that means because of this trace, right, if you equip certain relics or equipment or whatever you want that can increase ultimate damage, that additional damage that this trace causes is also increased. If this isn't busted, I don't know what is. Like, they're really stacking on the damage in this trace, and these traces, I should say. They really want to make sure we understand that even though she's Nihility, she's pure DPS, alright? This, honestly, just reading this trace part, these might be crazier than Jingliu's. Like, the amount of damage increase that these do is kind of wacky, man. Oh, yeah, and before I forget, trace materials, everybody. Trace material. Let me move my screen real quick. This is what you need right here. Oh, going. I can't go all the way down that far. All right. This is what we're looking for. This is what you want to start farming on. I'm going to make a guide for that later. All right. Dream Collection Component, Fiery Spirit, Past Evils of the Borehole Planet Disaster. That's a mouthful. Dream Collection Component, Shapeshifters, Lightning Staff. All right. Those are the things that you need to start farming now. All right. We have, what is it, maybe 9 days or less until she comes out. Get on that grind, everybody. All right, her technique, as we've seen in the live stream, again, as beautiful as ever. Quadrivalent Ascendance immediately attacks the enemy. Gain Quadrivalent Ascendance at the start of every wave. Deals lightning damage to all enemies. Reduces toughness of all enemies, irrespective of weakness type. Amazing. We get toughness reduction from her. All right. Honestly, I feel like they're taking pieces of like the greatest hits, everyone's kit, and just putting it all together. This is nice. All right. Quadrivalent Ascendance, as we described before, I'm going to give you the actual terminology here, real definition. Acheron obtains 1 point of Slash Stream, her stack for ultimate, after she uses her ultimate and applies 1 stack of Crimson Knot on a random enemy, that debuff that she applies. Attacking normal enemies will also be instantly defeated without needing to enter battle. Enemies who aren't hit won't consume technique points. I stated this when I was doing the summary of 2.1. Insta-kills. Alright, for anything that is a normal monster. Alright, Trotters don't count. Mini bosses don't count. Big bosses don't count. Alright, it has to be normal enemies. You can actually chain these together if they're close enough, which is amazing. Alright, and if you suck at aiming, alright, well, guess what? You're going to save a technique point. So, good up for Hoyoverse, man. They made this thing really fun. I might just use this just for the shits of it, just in the overworld. Why not? Looks cool. Alright, her skill. Let's take a look here. Octobolt Flash. God, I love that animation. Gains 1 point of Slash Streams. Inflicts 1 stack of Crimson Knot on a single target enemy. And deals lightning damage to them, as well as a certain amount of lightning damage to adjacent targets. Very destruction-like. Alright, that adjacent targets. Alright, I again, man, I think this might be it for Jing Liu. I love her. I do, man. Alright, she's mommy. But, we got a new mommy in town. Alright, and damn, that looks good. Yeah, man, I mean, Slash Streams itself I wonder how overpowered it's going to be. First off, not having an energy regen need, no ropes, no equipment for it. It's going to be great. And the fact that you gain it just from landing debuffs. I mean, how many characters land debuffs? Well, Silverwolf, right? If you look at anyone, Nihility Path, all right. Asta, I mean, you have a whole list of people who land debuffs, and who knows who else is going to come out in the future. It's such a wide range of opportunity for future characters and current characters and new team comps to be created. I haven't been this excited about it, to be honest, since Ruan Mei, where Ruan Mei, I felt like she opened up a whole new area of team comps, all right? Where Black Swan just, she helped empower a already existing playstyle of DOTs. Ruan Mei made characters that were, low tier. You didn't really want to run them because they weren't doing as much damage as, these overpowered characters you're pulling from the limited banner over the last few months. And she made them great again, man. They made them viable. They made them fun to play because you could actually get through the content with them. Black Swan, being able to empower, I think that slash stream mechanic is going to help bring some characters, not DPS wise, but just more supporting characters. It can give new life to old characters that we haven't used in a while. I don't know, but you guys, I haven't used Welt in God knows how long. Not really, other than for content, right? I haven't actually thought, hey, let me run MLC 12 with Welt, first run, because I think that'd be a good idea. No. And now we're going to have the ability to run him and be like, all right, I want to use him to support her. All right, not only are we going to slow down the enemies, I'm going to use him to give her more stacks so she can start doing her ultimate faster, get these stacks on these enemies, all this possibility. And all from just a simple mechanic of, let's take away the normal energy gauge, let's put on a new gauge, and let the trigger be debuffs. Great stuff they're working with here. Great stuff. Last but not least, her ultimate. All right, the cream de cap. I probably said that wrong. Don't know. Just ignore me. All right, it's been a long day. Anyways, cherry on top here. Ultimate. We have Slash Streams Cry in Red. All right, that's a crazy ass name for an ultimate. Delivers 3 rain blades and 1 Stygian resurge in succession. God, I will get that right at some point, guys. Give me time. Enemies cannot be inflicted with Crimson Knot while the ultimate is active, so you're not going to be able to reapply Crimson Knot onto the enemies while doing the ultimate. That's fine. All right, that's okay. It deals lightning damage to a single target and removes up to 3 stacks of Crimson Knot from the target. When the Crimson Knot is removed, it deals lightning damage to all enemies, with the additional damage multiplier for this increased for every stack of Crimson Knot removed. The damage multiplier has a max limit. So if you were wondering this whole video, what does Crimson Knot actually do? That's what it does. All right. It basically deals additional damage when you use our ultimate. So you're stacking on this Crimson Knot to these enemies, waiting to use them. It's getting transferred over, all for this moment. And don't forget, she has 3 attacks. All right, that's 3 rain blades. All right. So keep that in mind. You hit the main boss, you hit a mob, you kill them. Crimson Knot moves over to the main boss. Well, actually, it will trigger, but you get what I'm saying, right? There's easier ways to get through these enemies. All right, deal a little extra damage, and she already has her talents too, which is nuts. All right, like I said, her whole kit is all about just doing more damage. All right, stacking on the damage possibilities. She is almost a pure DPS with the way that she works, which is nuts. Actually, she is a pure DPS. What am I saying? All right, she's about damage and damage only. All right, if you like blowing things the fuck up, well, you know what? You better pull on her ass, because she's going to blow everything the fuck up. And you got Stygian Resurge. Deals lightning damage to all enemies and removes all Crimson Knots. All right. Who would have thought that you're going to put a 3/slash single target move followed by an AoE in the ultimate? All right. I always thought to myself, Trailblazer's ultimate would be great if he was actually good. Being able to choose between multiple targets or a single target in an ultimate, I found that mechanic amazing. And the fact that they never brought it back for another character with, a little higher power level, I should say, was always disappointing. Instead, now you get both worlds in one package, and you get them multiple times too. All right, I'm loving her kit, man. I am loving her kit. I'm loving the way that she's looking. Honestly, I can't wait to mess around with her. I can't wait to try out different team comps. And these traces are nuts. All right, the fact that she can start you off after using her ultimate with already some of those stacks applied, as long as you oversee the limit, is crazy to me. Right? Imagine being able to do an ultimate with Imbibe de Lune or Jingliu. Let's say you don't even kill. Well, I guess it is like killing them, right? It's like killing enemies and being able to just get energy right off the bat, starting off from turn 0. Right? Except this point stacks and it works off debuffs. So if you really playing out your team right, you could probably start that with almost whatever the stack amount is. All right, it doesn't tell you how many stacks. I'm assuming it's probably like 3, right? Nothing more than 3. There's no way. Assuming that you can start off with at least 30% essentially of what it takes to do her ultimate, that is a huge percentage. All right, you obviously just have to get team comp, build your strategy around it, but with the way that she's dealing damage too, that can't be that hard, will it? Probably not. But you know what? We'll find out when she comes out. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed the video. This has been Drunken Turtle. I'll catch you later.